Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking Money with Pete. In these videos, I try to go through and explain general financial concepts, and I use a lot of pictures and analogies and the whiteboard to go through and explain those concepts. A lot of these pictures that I use are pictures that I've used with a lot of clients over the years to help explain some of these concepts. And so today, we're going to be going through and talking about transition to retirement. What is it? How does it work? Let's go through and get stuck in. Alright guys, so we're going to be going through and talking about transition to retirement. What is it? What is super is even another common question, and we've done another video on that because it's very relevant to a transition to retirement. And so what is a transition to retirement, or a TTR, and how does it work? So when I'm explaining this to clients, I generally use a dam analogy. So this is my rendition of the Hoover Dam in America. And it's a really good analogy if you think of it as throughout your working life, putting money into super. So you think of that as the water, that's the money that you're putting into super. And then eventually, once you get into retirement, and you're no longer getting paid from work anymore. So if I put this as a little bit of an arrow down this way, once that avenue of income stops, then we've got to get income from somewhere else. And so we start getting income from our superannuation. And so that starts trickling through to us. And so that's going to happen eventually. And it's just a case of, well, does it have to be all of this? Or can we get a bit of a mix in the middle? So that's really what the transition to retirement aims to achieve. It's very common for a lot of people that maybe they work 5 days a week now, and they only want to work 3 days a week. So they work 3 days a week through this way, and maybe they'll trickle 2 days a week worth of income through this way. So they can still live off the same wage that they used to, but they're starting to access their super a little bit early. And so if you've got enough funds, it can be right for a lot of people. Sometimes people might want to go through and start getting access to it earlier to start earning more. There's a few requirements. You've got to be the right age and some of those sorts of things. So it's really worthwhile speaking to a professional financial advisor when it comes to this for your exact situation. But we're really just trying to get the concept through today so you understand what kind of tool it's actually used for. So if you think of when you're working and you're putting your 9.5% into super, and some people may be doing more, particularly if you're a government employee. And so you're putting this money into super all the way through your working life. So you start to build up quite a lot of super. And then once you get to 55 or 60 or one of those ages, and you want to start cutting back a little bit, then you're going through a transition to retirement if this is your super. And it's about opening up this little gate, that's a gate that I tried to draw, and starting to trickle through some income down this end. And so that can be anywhere from 4 to 10% of the balance of your fund. And there's a bit more to that, but just for the sake of today, we'll leave it at that. So one of the other parts of why people want to do this is what I said before. They want to work a little bit less, so they're starting that transition to retirement. But the other reason they might want to do that is their tax rate over here might be 34.5% or 39%, and super has a tax rate of 15%. So some people, it's better to go through and put some money, even if they're going to work the same hours. Once they get over 60, they can pay 15%, and then they can put it back straight through to them. So if they can get an extra $5,000 that they pay 15% on instead of their 34.5% or their 39%, and get it back this way, then that's just a great way to get some tax savings just by being smart. But for other people, it's a really useful tool to start winding down, but so that they don't have to just try and live off the 2 days a week that they're working. And so the dam of water is really good because it helps go through and identify the flow of money into your retirement. And eventually, you may stop this altogether, and then you're purely just getting, and so you get control of how thick and how fast you bring this money back to you, because this way may stop eventually. So there's lots of different parts to it, and so it's really about figuring out what it is that you want and speaking to a professional about whether it's relevant for you or not. But transition to retirement, a lot of people get confused about it because they think it's got a time limit to it or something like that, but it's really not that complicated in concept. It's just how can you make it work for you. So I hope this helped explain it as a little bit of an analogy. Apologise for the terrible picture, but I think it gets the point across. I hope you're still enjoying the pictures and the analogies. If you want any particular topics, please feel free to write a comment in the section below. We'll make sure we cover a topic that's of interest to you. If you want to speak to a financial advisor, we've got lots of good licensed financial advisors in our team that can go through and help you figure out whether this is really relevant for yourself or not, and what's the best thing for you. So we've got a really great team. Once again, number's always down below, and so you can give that a call or send an email through, and we're going to be making more videos like this, so feel free to keep watching. Bye.